everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast Unleashed. Oh yeah, guys. So today, I want to get some stuff done. We've pretty much got everything we need to get the skeleton spawner automatically turning on and off, but we haven't quite set it up to be automatic yet. Now, the most basic way of doing this would be to get a level emitter and hook it up to the Emmy network and have it turn this lever on or off depending if there's enough bones in the system or not enough bones in the system. Well, we're kind of running into a problem, and let me explain why. So if we open this up, so the spawner's off right now, right? This lever is on, which is powering this redstone, which is sending power to our wireless transmitter. It's sending power to the wireless transmitter, which is sending power to the spawner. So when the spawner gets power, it's off. So this is already powered, right? If we were to use a level emitter to emit a redstone signal when we needed more bones, it's not going to do anything. There's really no way to override this setup at this point, since this lever is on and it's powering that wireless transmitter. I don't know why I'm having a problem with that word. It's always powering the wireless transmitter, so the channel number 2, which this spawner is attached to, is always on as long as this lever is flipped. So there's probably some ways we can get around this, but what I think we should do is use a piston and a repeater. If we remove this wireless transmitter and we move it over, let's see, if we put it right here, and then we put a repeater right here, we can move this block up and down. So like if this block was gone, the repeater right here would have nowhere to send a signal, which would turn this off. So maybe it'd be better if I get working on this instead of trying to explain it. So what we're gonna need is a sticky piston. Oh, we got one. Okay, what else do we need? We're gonna need a repeater. Got one of those. What else? Sticky piston, a repeater. That's pretty much it, just to get the basics going. Let's get something, some kind of a block there. Let's do like a redwood plank. Let's grab one of these. Okay, so let's get this going. Okay, so over here, we're gonna move this guy, and as soon as I remove it, channel number 2 is gonna lose power and the skeletons are gonna spawn. So it's gonna be a little bit noisy for a moment. Just bear with me. Let's go ahead and move this guy right here, and we will put this on channel 2. Alright, so we will put our redwood plank right there, and our repeater right like that. Okay, so now we have kind of a cutoff switch. You can see that we're not spawning any more skeletons, so it's pretty much the same setup. This redstone is powering the repeater, which is powering this block, and the block is powering our wireless transmitter. Now, if we had a repeater, or I'm sorry, if we had a piston moving this up and down, if we break this, that's going to turn the skeletons on. So this is definitely one way of doing it. Is it the best way? I don't know. But let's get down here and let's get this going. This is getting kind of noisy. Okay, so we want our plank right here, which means we're going to want our sticky piston right down here. Let's see. Oop. Stone brick there. Okay, so there we go. That is turned on. Actually, why does that have power right now? That's actually interesting. What is below this thing? Nothing. So what's giving that power? Hold on a second. We might be experiencing a weird redstone bug. Let's put a lever here. Oh, what the heck? I have no idea what's going on. Let me remove this. Aha, okay. So that turns it on and off. We do that. Oh, well, now it's staying up. That's interesting. Okay, well, there's obviously some sort of a problem here. I might have to remove some blocks around. Well, let me try and figure this out. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, well, it looks like I was experiencing that diagonally powered piston stays powered bug or feature or whatever you want to call it. I moved the orientation of the piston so it pulls the block, you know, side to side instead of up and down. That seems to solve the problem. I guess this repeater was powering the redwood plank, which was powering the piston somehow. I really don't know how that works. Very strange bug. Those of you who are really familiar with redstone, I'm sure you know all about it. But this seems to work. So as long as this block right here has power, it is powering this piston, which is extending out the plank. Now if it depowers, this loses its signal and the skeletons turn back on. So that's kind of like whether or not this switch is on doesn't matter at this point. So our applied energistic system should be able to send that redstone signal and circumvent this lever and turn this on automatically now. So that's pretty cool. So what we would want to do is just get some kind of a level emitter or something over here. For now, I think I'm going to break that piston so I can do some work without those skeletons going. So let's see. Directly below here, this block all the way down is our ME transition plane. So somewhere down here, behind here, we can kind of see into the system. Maybe we go down the corner. Oh, there's a spike. Is it? Yeah, that's the ME transition plane. Good. That's what we want. We can run some Emmy cable directly off this guy and, you know, go into our system here. So let's see. What do we want to do? I don't want to go right there because that'll expose it to, like, air or whatever. So maybe we'll come off the side. Let's grab some Emmy cable. Let's grab you. Aha. Okay, so we can just connect to our Emmy network right like that. Now we just need to bring that up somewhere. Maybe we'll just go up the side and then back behind. I mean, we could probably find a better way to run this cable, but this is going to work for now. So we can just do this. The piston will be right there. So we just need a level emitter. And I got one made. Awesome. And we need that piston back. Okay, so let's put the piston right there. Level emitter pointing at it. Okay. Well, it doesn't really know what it's doing, so it's just on. So let's tell it that it wants to emit a redstone signal when the bones are above, oh, I don't know, some number. So we need a bone. Let's see, how many we got? We got 25,459. 25,459. 4560. Okay. So it doesn't quite have enough bones in the system. If I put this one in there, it has enough and it should turn it off. Alright, so that's pretty cool. So we can see this work now just from applied energistics. If I go into here, bone, and let's take a stack out, that's going to start turning on the skeleton spawner. So that's great. That's awesome. Okay, so let's put that back in. And the piston extends, turning off the spawner. Yep, that is exactly what we want to have happen. Excellent. Okay, now here's kind of a problem though. Right now, it's not really a problem. As you saw in the ME terminal, if we do this, you see I have 3,000 bone meal already prepared, so that's fine. But as soon as this runs out, we are going to start using this bones. It's going to turn it from the bones into the bone meal. And we're going to drop below that number, whatever it was, 25468 or whatever. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, it's going to turn the spawner on until it gets that number, and then it's going to turn it off. And then it's going to use another bone that's going to turn it on, and then it's going to turn it off. And on and off, on and off, on and off. So this piston and this spawner is just going to be going on and off all day long. Once it reaches whatever number we set for the amount that we want in our ME system. Well, that's not exactly what we want. I mean, this is going to work. It's going to keep the system completely full of bones. We won't have to worry about it ever again. But I don't like the fact that the spawner is going to turn on for 5-10 seconds, and then it's going to turn back off, and then it'll turn back on like 30 seconds later. And it'll just be bouncing back and forth all the time. That's not very good. So this does work, but it's not the best solution. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to explore, I think it's miscellaneous peripherals. Let's check this out. Mod Miscellaneous peripherals. Here we go. And this guy right here, ME Bridge. Okay, so what this guy does, the ME Bridge, is it allows computer craft to talk to applied energistics. And that is awesome. Very, very cool. I don't even know what the recipe for this guy is. Looks like that is... No, that's the interactive sorter. Where is ME Bridge? Here we go. Okay, so it's an ME access terminal and an interactive sorter. Oh, great. So it is that expensive plus more. Thought we're going to get off cheap here. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, so access terminal. Pretty easy. Should be able to auto-craft that. Maybe. Do we got the stuff? Okay, so yeah, we have the access terminal. Now we just need to get that interactive sorter business dealt with. I have Ender. I don't think... Oh, no. I should have Ender Pearls. Ender Pearl, and then we do... Well, we might have Blaze Powder. Yep, we got Blaze Powder. Okay, so that's easy enough. We got one of those. We don't have to teach a system that. That's not a thing that we're going to be doing a lot. It should know how to make the pistons, and we should have the diamonds. So all we got to do is just go make a pattern for that guy. Well, 2 patterns. One for the interactive sorter, and one for the ME Bridge. So let's see. With this guy, make the pattern, and then we'll go back into here and make that pattern. Oh, you know what? While we're at it, while we're here, let's just do it. That way I never have to touch it again. Okay, so yeah, let's stick those guys right in here for now. I really need to go through here and organize this stuff, but we should be able to tell this to make an ME Bridge. Let's go and craft one of those guys up. You know, oh no, I had the access terminal on me. Oh, derp. Okay, well now we got an extra access terminal. But now we have our ME Bridge. Awesome. Okay. So in order to do anything with that ME Bridge, we are actually going to need a computer. So let's make one of those. I have a pattern set up for that. Let's craft one of those. Great. So now we need to make a program to get this computer to talk to this ME Bridge. Now, I believe this is using OpenPeripherals to communicate with each other. It might be just the miscellaneous utilities, but I think it's OpenPeripherals. So let's check this out for a moment. So we have a turtle here. It's basically a computer, and we have a chest. OpenPeripherals allows any computer to pretty much talk to any block, well, any tile entity, like things that you can put items in and take items out. It can create a peripheral out of any of those things, pretty much. So this is really cool. So we have a chest here, and let's just go ahead and mess this chest up. Just, you know, blah, blah, blah. Do this business. Okay, so yeah, that's not very good. I want to middle click this and sort everything, but no. Let's check this out. So if we go to the turtle, we do Lua. We can, you know, make a peripheral out of that chest and then tell it to, you know, fix its inventory. So we could do something like P equals peripheral wrap. And normally, if this was a regular computer, you would say wrap left. But since this is a turtle, I think this is the back of the turtle. I'm really not sure. Basically, it's like the turtle's facing this way, so this is the right. It's weird. So we have to say peripheral wrap right. Okay. It doesn't really say anything's happened, but it doesn't give you an error message either. So at this point, we can say p list methods right. And now we have a bunch of things that we can do with that chest. This is awesome. So let's do p condense. See, it says true, so it did something. We look in the chest. That inventory is now sorted pretty much. That is awesome. So we could do something, you know, if we were going to mess around with this, we could do, oh, I don't know. While true, do p condense os sleep 5. So every 5 seconds, it's going to try and sort that inventory end. So if we come in here, we can just, you know, mess this all up, and automatically it's just going to sort it for us. That is so awesome, huh? I like this a lot. That's very, very cool. Yeah, Yeah, it would work with pretty much anything if we put it in there. Come on, sort it. There it goes. Yeah, open peripheral is very, very cool. Okay, so let's stop messing around with that. Okay, so this is a way that we can use a computer to talk to a peripheral. So it's basically the same thing with this Emmy bridge. It is nighttime. Let us sleep till day, and we will mess around with this Emmy bridge. Okay, guys, so I just removed the level emitter and an Emmy cable, so we got some room to work here. So if we take our Emmy bridge, all we gotta do is just attach it right to the wire there, and it connects up just fine. The Emmy network recognizes it. Also, I'm just realizing this needs to be filled in. Okay, that was just kind of bothering me. Then we're gonna need to put a computer right there. So the computer can read the Emmy bridge, and the computer can also emit a redstone signal. So we can have the computer turn this piston on and off, which will turn our spawner on and off. That is pretty awesome. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So the first thing we need to do is actually talk to the Emmy bridge and make that a peripheral. Let's go into Lua. Whoop, not Leah. Lua. So we're going to do, let's see, P equals peripheral wrap bottom. All right, and let's do P. Now this is different. It doesn't have the same commands as the chest does, and for some reason I wasn't able to do a list methods or get methods. What was it? Get methods is what I did before, or P list methods. I don't remember. P get methods bottom. Yeah, I don't think that works. But what you can do is there's a command called list all, and that returns a table. So that's great. Okay, so what this does is this lists back a table, and you can actually find the item ID of whatever you want. So for instance, if we hover over dirt, this is item ID 3, right? So if we go into the computer, we do this list all, then we can do in square brackets 3. It'll tell us we have 65,149 dirt. That is pretty cool. Let's just verify. 65,149? Is that what this said? Yep, 65,149. So I think cobble is 1. Is that right? I can't remember. Nope, it's not 1. Is it 2? I don't remember. What number is cobble? Cobblestone is 4. So we got 458,000 or something like that. Yeah, 458,413. Okay, so now that the computer can figure out how much of an item that we have in the Emmy system, we can do some things to kind of fix it so it's not going to be turning on and off, on and off, on and off all the time. So let's make a program. And, well, I guess the first thing we need to do here, let's get out of Lua. We need to give this computer a name. So label set, oh, I don't know. We'll call it bones, because that's pretty much all this thing's going to be doing. Monitoring how many bones are in our Emmy network, and then doing something based on that. Okay, so let's edit, startup. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to be doing the same thing. We need to get the peripheral going. So we'll do a local variable of P equals peripheral wrap, and then bottom. And then while true do end, and then inside this loop we can have it check stuff. So bones I know is item ID 352, so we can do local bones equals P list all, and then 352. Okay, so that should tell the computer stored in that variable bones how many bones are in our Emmy network. So this is pretty cool. So we can do something based on, you know, if we have the redstone signal on or off. So we're gonna let me go and type out this code real quick, and I'll just explain it as we or I'll explain through it. All right, guys. So here we are in a creative world. I figured it'd probably be easier to show this. Show this in a creative world just so we can see what's happening a little bit easier. And just in case you're wondering, yes, we need this many ultimate hybrid solar panels to run our Emmy system here. Anyway, so let's go to the computer and let's check out this program real quick. So let's do edit startup. Okay, so here's the program. So we're wrapping the peripheral. We're calling P. That's going to be talking to the Emmy bridge. We're setting the bones to however many bones are in our system. And then we are doing some stuff down here. Okay, so I can use my mouse. So the first thing it's going to do is it's checking to see if it has the redstone turned on the top side of it. So if it has the redstone turned on the top side, that means it's already had enough bones in the system. Now it's checking to see if it's run low. Basically what we're doing is we're saying, okay, we're going to try and keep 2,000 bones in the system. When we get 2,000 bones, turn off the spawner. And when we get down to 1,000 bones, turn it back on. So there's always going to be about 1,000 bones in there, however long that takes, where it's not going to be turning on or off, right? Okay, so if the redstone signal is turned on the top, it's going to check and see if the bone count is less than 1,000. If it's less than 1,000, it's going to turn off the redstone signal on the top of it, which would retract the piston, and it will turn that spawner on. Okay, so now we have the spawner on. So this other condition is going to say if the redstone signal on the top of it is false, then we're going to check and see if the bones is greater than 2,000. So if the spawner's been going long enough, we have enough bones in the system, it is going to then change the redstone signal on the top of it to true, basically turning the redstone signal on the top, which would extend the piston, turning off the spawner. Okay, and it's doing this check every 5 seconds just for this demonstration. Actually, we should probably change this down to like 2 seconds or something. But when I do this in my Let's Play world, or in my regular world, I'll probably have that set to about 60 seconds that I just won't be doing anything. I'll check like once a minute. It might not even mean that much. Like we could probably set to 5 minutes or something, but whatever. 5 seconds is probably too quick to check. Okay, so let's start the program up. Let's just go and reboot the computer. Okay, so the piston's up, which means we have more than 2,000 bones in our Emmy network. So let's check this out. Yep, we sure do. We have 2,048. So let's take half a stack. Yep, that didn't really do anything. So we can just take out a couple of these one at a time. It's still up. Actually, you know what? It's going to stay up even when we go down below 2,000 because it is going to stay up. That piston's going to stay up until we reach below 1,000. So let's remove this many, do another half stack. Okay, so when we lose 7 more bones, actually I think it's 8 more bones, we have exactly 1,000, still up. So remove one more, that piston goes down, which would turn on the spawners. Okay, so now we have over 1,000, 1,024 there. Still that piston's down. Oop, it's raining, let's turn that off. Do this. Okay, so when I shift click in this 32 more, that should turn on the piston, which would turn off the spawner. So that's pretty cool. I really like the fact that you can interact with your Emmy network with computer craft. Like you could write all sorts of crazy programs to do whatever, keep a certain amount of items stocked. You can tell your system to craft something. Like if it has the recipe already available to craft, you can have it craft so many and keep so many in stock. I mean, there's so many things you can do. This is just so awesome. Okay, so yeah, this is basically what we're doing for the skeleton spawner. Let's go ahead and show you one more time. Less than 1,000, it would turn the spawner on, and then more than 2,000 turns it off. Very cool. All right, guys, let's go back to the regular world and check out some things there. All right, guys, so here we are back at our regular setup, and I have this lever on just to power the piston for now. We haven't started up the program yet. I am fairly certain it's going to work right away. So let's just go ahead and exit. Now again, I have labeled this program startup, so when the chunk unloads or the server resets or whatever, the computer will start back up and it'll run that program immediately. So let's do startup. Okay, so think we should be good to go. We will know this is working if I remove this lever or turn it off and this piston stays out. Looks like it's working. Okay, so let's grab the lever, just fill in our mess here. Let's grab a little bit of dirt. Let's go and fill in. Oh yeah, all of this stone needs to be filled in down here as well. Don't like leaving open spots. Don't have to see that computer ever again. That doesn't matter. Okay, very good. And like that, the system is automated and you would never even know it. And we can still, turn the skeletons on manually, which is pretty cool. And then Applied Energistics will be able to turn it on when we reach, below 1,000 bones, or, whatever you set the program to. I left it the same where it's, after, or when it's below 1,000, it'll turn it on. When it's above 2,000, it'll turn it off. And then I set it to 60 seconds to check. Now, like I was saying, right now we don't really have a problem. It's not using the bone meal too fast. Let's check this out. We still have, 2,700 bone meal in there, and then 25,502 bones. So it's going to be a little bit of time before it goes through any of this stuff. However, as you guys saw in this chest over here, I had these liquid-fueled fireboxes and these high-pressure boilers. Well, what does that mean? That means we are going to hook up all of our steam today and get it going. Now, I don't think I mentioned this before, but I did hook up a second steam boiler before. And then I hooked up all of these liquid ducts and the liquid tesseracts. It's probably overkill on the tesseracts, but that's fine. They can only input so much liquid per side, and there's only so many connections that the liquid ducts can connect to. So, yeah, I would rather be overkill and get the maximum amount than, not always getting the full potential out of these things. So everything's set up. We have the aqueous accumulators here, and I don't think I showed you guys this either. I have a liquid tesseract right down here, and then these liquid ducts just run right underneath here and just make a little U shape. And same thing for this side. They are touching the liquid tesseract right there. Yep, on both sides, right like that. So that's how these guys are getting its fuel. Let's go ahead and put this back. Oops. Let's go ahead and put you back. Okay, so let us get these liquid fueled fireboxes going here. Get our 4 steam boilers hooked up, and they will be fully automated for the rest of this world. We don't have to do anything else. The skeletons will keep them going all of the time, which is very, very cool. Alright, well, let me get these built, and we'll be right back. Alright, so here we go. The boilers are pretty much built, just waiting on one last block to be fully formed. And there we go. So now they are filling up with the biofuel, they are filling up with the water, and these are going to be using a lot of biofuel right at the start. And we got 2 of them going, which is going to start depleting our resources, a little bit. I think we have enough biofuel that's going to support all this stuff, but it's always good just to make sure. I know that the bioreactors have a tank built into them, so even it's going to take a while before it drains all of that out before it starts hitting this. So this is probably going to say it's full. Well, no, I guess maybe not. It's dropping down a little bit, then it's going back full. So yeah, we are going to be taxing our system quite a bit right now. Yeah, is it going to be able to stay? Yeah, it's going all the way full again. Okay, so that's good. Let's check out the bone meal count. So yeah, it's using bone meal pretty fast now. I don't know how long it's going to take before it gets rid of all this stuff and starts eating our bones all the way down. But I'm sure the boilers will be fully heated by then, not using as much biofuel. So I don't really think it's going to be a problem. But what's cool is I don't have to worry about, running out of the bones or going over there turning it on or anything like that. Completely out of sight, out of mind at this point. Like I said before, I'm running this game now on a local Minecraft server. So if I leave it overnight or something like that, or leave it on for a couple days, I really don't ever have to worry about the bones or the biofuel and the boilers running out because we ran out of biofuel. Nope, it's all taken care of now. It's very, very cool. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it for today. We got a lot of stuff done. A lot of techie computer craft stuff. I'm telling you guys, I really enjoyed this. This is really cool. Finding out about the Open Peripheral mod, yeah, very, very awesome. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.